Now we got to talk about our man Blake Wesley, Ethan, because I was crapping on him 2 days ago. Y'all can go run the tape back on our stream, our pre-draft stream, and I feel so bad because after watching his tape, dude, he's got something. I don't know what it is, but he plays with a lot of intensity, a lot of tenacity. He's got this crazy poster on his highlight reel. I mean, step backs from deep in people's faces, hitting tough buckets, took Texas Tech to the wire. I can't remember if Notre Dame upset them or not in that game, and they never really showed it in the highlights, but he was hitting clutch shots there against a really good team. Really was he was Notre Dame's he was their gas, and if he didn't have any gas, they didn't have any gas. He was really the heart and soul of the Fighting Irish this year. But just super dynamic. I mean,
Hmm.
he just really, when you watch his tape, you're like, this dude's exciting. Maybe a
Yes.
little raw, but throw him in Austin, give this dude a year. I really think he's going to be a stud. And I think
Mm.
that he might end up getting moved to point guard.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could see that too because of all that you said and his lateral movement, his ball handling. He's so springy. I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
else to describe it. Like
Yep.
he's not in a box. He's like a lot of guys are great ball handlers. Are like fundamentally sound. They don't leave their knees. He's got that
Yep.
Allen Iverson like where he hops a little bit while he's dribbling. He really has a lot of sauce on his packages, which is really exciting because that's not something that we've had
Yep.
um, as a team in a long time. And one of the guys, I think it was Jay Billis or Kendrick Perkins,
Mm-hmm.
during draft night was like he reminds me a lot of Bones Highland, the Denver
Mm-hmm.
Nuggets guard,
Yep.
and I can definitely see that. Just like a modern day guard that can go get a bucket anytime he wants, but has potential as a playmaker. I was watching his tape, and he has a lot of nice passes, but it seemed like to me he was like, "I'm clearly the best player, so I'm gonna score as much as I can and be as explosive as I can," and that worked a lot. But I think, like you said, he does have potential to be a good playmaker, which is why I could see him moving into that backup point guard position. I know right now it's Trey Jones, and I love Trey Jones. He's probably maybe at this point a better solution at that backup point guard, and Blake Wesley will be going to the Austin Spurs more than likely. But down the road, for sure, a guy to be looking out for.
Yeah, I'm looking at that, and it's just off obviously college tape. So you got to
Yeah,
see and wait how they translate to the NBA. But just off college tape, it looks like he has a higher ceiling than Trey Jones. And the thing for
probably.
the Spurs is you can run out DeJounte's contract, re-sign DeJounte. Thank God DeJounte didn't get traded, by the way. Let's just address that once again, DeJounte is always capping, and we continue to get fooled.
Yep.
But at the same time, going back to Blake Wesley, seems like he just has a much higher potential than Trey Jones. And you could let Trey Jones play out the rest of this rookie contract, and you can trust him as your backup point guard. Let him go to free agency, or just don't offer the qualifying offer, and then bring up Blake Wesley as your backup point if you want to, but you don't have to also, because if he doesn't work out, then you can just roll with Trey Jones. The
Hmm.
Spurs are in a good position there. But even though I know he can definitely play the two, being 6'4", and he showed it if you watch his tape, the way that he can create space from his defender and get open and create shots for himself. But I definitely think that he can also be a ball handler, and I'd like him to have the ball in his hands. I'd love to see him as a PG.
For sure.